Hello YouTube. So today we are installing this camera from WolfBox. They sent it over to me, so huge shout out to them. All right, let's take a look what comes inside the box. So we got this rear view mirror. It's a camera. We're replacing the rear view mirror. We got the cameras in here, the front and rear backup. And here's some of the wiring. Okay, so this is on the back side of the mirror. So this is where the dash cam is. So there are 4 little screws in each of the corners, kind of like this one. I am removing them, and basically we are putting this little bracket that comes with the kit, and then this is the other part that attaches to the bracket, and it's basically replacing the rear view mirror. Alright, so now that the last bolt is out, we are placing this little bracket, and just be careful, these are very tiny screws. So if you do have a magnetic screwdriver tip, this is kind of amazing for that. Open the hood, disconnect the battery, and if you are doing any kind of electrical work, it's a good idea to disconnect the battery. Most of the wiring is going to be on the passenger side. It's pretty easy to feed it through the firewall. I'll show you guys what I'm going to do. So we're just going to pop this plastic piece off right here on the passenger side of the dash, and it's going to get us access to the firewall. This is where we're going to feed the wire to the front bumper for the front camera, and then up the A-pillar and over above the windshield to the camera. This is where the screen is for the rear view mirror is going to be, that we're going to replace. I have my birds right here watching me work on my Jeep. If you hear them in the background, they're just talking shit about me. WolfBox sends this in their camera kit. It's a little nice plastic tool. You just pop these little tabs over, and you can take this plastic piece out. And then there's this styrofoam. Let me get a good angle on there. So this styrofoam right there, this is where we're going to feed the wire through. All right, so I'm using a piece of wire as a snake to feed the camera wire through the firewall. It's going to make it a lot easier. If you don't have a snake, you can find some extra wire around at home, or use like a wire hanger. That also works. I'm still kind of messing around with the idea of where to mount it on the front bumper. I'll probably change it a couple times depending where it's kind of best suited for me. For me, the front camera, I want to use it to mostly for rock crawling, just to kind of see where my front tire placement is. Sometimes on like the very steep obstacles, you're just looking straight up at the sky and you have no idea where your front tires are once you go over the first rock. So hopefully this will let me see where the front tires are. It's basically like a cheat code, like a wall hack. So I'm excited for that. I'm probably going to mess around and see where the best visual for me would be. These cameras come with little brackets. I'm going to take the bracket off, and I'm going to use 3M tape and just kind of see where that goes. I do plan on getting a new bumper, so where I do place it is kind of temporary. Once I do get a frame chop bumper, more lower profile, hopefully that will let me position the camera better. All right, so we got the camera wire through the firewall hole. I'm running it on the passenger side of the engine bay, just around the power steering pump, and I'm going to feed the wire down to here into the grill, and just kind of wire tuck it on the inside of the grill and down to the bumper where I'm going to mount the camera. This is the A-pillar passenger side. We're taking this screw out right here as just a Phillips, and it should pop right out. There's some clips inside. You just pull on it. Should come out nice and easy. And then next on to the top part right here. So we are feeding the wire. This is the camera wire. We're feeding it up the A-pillar right here. Just make sure it's not pinched. There are a couple places where tabs pop in, so just be kind of mindful how you feed the wire. We're gonna go over this part and we're gonna take the roof off for this. Okay, so we just got done wiring the front part. I did change the camera position on the front bumper. So I'm gonna take the risk and mount it down low right here. Hopefully I don't hit it on any rocks or anything like that, but I think on 42s and just picking the smart lines and not doing anything stupid, I should be good, but we'll see. Eventually I'll be getting rid of this bumper and going with a frame chop. Hopefully I could find a better position, but this will do so far. Okay, so the wires, I'm feeding them through here. This plastic trim is pretty easy to bend, so you could pop your fingers behind, tuck it all the way in, and just gently feed it through. Makes it a lot easier. Make sure it's kind of loose right here so it's not caught on anything, and you have enough slack to kind of feed it if you need to. Okay, so now we're just moving on to the back. We're just popping all these pins out. Hopefully I don't lose them. All right, so this is the A-pillar up front. Ran all the wires down under this plastic trim. On the back right here, this is the B-pillar through the plastic trim, through the carpet, up through the wheel well. All right, let's get on this side right here. So I did end up taking this plastic stuff off. Ran the wire through right here. This plastic thing pops off pretty easy. Feed the wire through this hole. I do have a motor-built tire carrier, so I do have the wire kind of running through here. Fed it through one of the holes, and here is the rear camera. So I'm probably gonna put it at the bottom right here. This is like the flattest part of the tailgate. Look at that quality. So this is the dash cam from the back of the rear view mirror. My windshield is very dirty, so it looks pretty nasty, but dang, look at the quality of the front camera, the rear camera. That is pretty insane. I am so happy with this. Thank you, WolfBox. Usually I pack up pretty good when I go on my off-roading trips, so I can't see shit out of the rear view mirror anyways. Having this rear backup camera is pretty sweet. Now, you could have all three, the dash, the front, the rear. This is the dash, and this is the front camera right here. Wow. This is a really cool upgrade for something like older Jeeps, like the JKs and older that don't have anything. I still have like this stereo, so in 2026, this is pretty ancient. So we're going on a test drive right now. As you can see, you can swap between the different camera views on the rear view mirror. It is touchscreen. It's pretty easy to swap over which camera view you want to have. You can select the dash cam, the front cam, or the rear cam, or you could do all three like I'm doing right now. This is a pretty cool feature. I have the dash cam up right now. Okay, so we're just going to cruise around the block over here and check out the WolfBox quality. So far, I'm very impressed with the quality of the camera and the different features it offers. I'm still learning all the settings, and so far I'm very impressed with the quality. I am going to be testing out the WolfBox product here soon on the trails. We are planning a trip up to the Rubicon Trail here soon, and We'll also be going up for a chill trail ride, camping trip up to Bowman Lake. It's a pretty cool area in Northern California. It's a very chill trail, but it does offer amazing camping and fishing. So I'll be going up there here soon in a few weeks. So Jeeps are notorious for having somewhat limited visibility due to the narrow windshield and the pillars. They're pretty beefy and bulky, so it makes it kind of hard to see out the Jeep sometimes. Most people load up a lot all the way to the roof when they go out camping or wheeling or any type of adventure, so you can't see anything out the rear view mirror. So this is a pretty cool feature to have.